This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Hey everybody, Carm Capriato, Vision 2025, License to Skill. God, do I love that term. Glad that Vision has us here we've been in the studio for years now. It's so cool right on the expo floor. And thank you so much to NAPA Trax for having us here. NAPA Trax, NAPATRACS.com, most comprehensive SMS in the industry. Thank you, NAPA Trax. Great word from all of our great partners.
Hey, let's face it, your shop management system is the most critical tool in your shop. And NAPA Trax will move your shop into the SMS fast lane with on-site training, 6 days a week support, and local representation. Find NAPA Trax on the web at NAPATRACS.com. Are you ready to roll out a training plan for your automotive shop? Ready to optimize? We'll use today's class in just 5 minutes daily, boost knowledge, retention, and improve team performance. Start seeing results today. Great gamification programs here to challenge all your people. Join your peers at todaysclass.com. Town Hall Academy, I'm with two great friends, Joelle Pollak and Lisa Coyle, co-founders of Promotive. Where have you come? Is it like a year and a half?
2 years or so.
Wow, yeah. 2 years. And I remember you coming up to me, Joelle, at a conference saying, I may be doing something different. And you told me what it was. And I looked at you and I said, oh, wow, I got to think that through. Oh, yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And look at what you guys have done with this thing. Lots of great stuff. Great sponsor of Hunt Show. They're out there putting specialists, technicians in places that need them. I mean, people are signing on and saying, go find me someone because I'm not having any luck doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about having a hiring company that's not only doing the interviews, searching the marketplace, doing social media, creating the ads. I mean, come on, that is so cool. And then what are you doing? Are you presenting for a final interview to an owner?
Yeah, the whole goal is to basically take that heavy lift. I mean, again, it's one thing to get quality candidates, but then you have to weed through them and figure out if it's the right experience that you're looking for, trying to get them on the phone, trying to schedule the interview. So we manage that full process. And the goal is that shop owner only has to do 1, maybe 2 final interviews, but we're managing all that grunt work, middleman work, everything in between.
So I'd love to know what the interview is like when the shop owner says, okay, I got to bring you guys on. And you say, why are you losing people? What's going on here? Right. And what are you hearing?
Yeah, when they're bringing us on, it's usually because they just lost somebody or they're looking to replace someone on their team that isn't the level they would like them to be at. But a lot of times, honestly, Carm, they're bringing us on too late. I'd say we're hoping they could do it themselves. And then when they come on with us, they needed somebody yesterday or, 2 months ago or whatever it was. So we're in hurry up offense a lot of times helping them, but they're not having success on Indeed is the number one thing I'd say that they're all going through.
Why?
Why aren't they having success on Indeed? Well, there's lots of answers there, but they'd say that they're not getting good applicants would be the first thing I think would be the majority of the shops out there would experience. They are having people not show up for interviews from them.
God, so ghosting.
Ghosting happens. And that's a whole other topic. But quickly, I'll tell you, in my opinion, ghosting happens because technicians or any position in general, they're applying in bulk. So speed to lead, the shop that's getting to these candidates first has the advantage. So I personally call candidates a couple times a week. I did heavily in the beginning of this week and last month. I called one guy on a Saturday morning and I said, so where are you at in the interview process? And he said, I applied to 14 shops last night. You guys are the first ones to call me. And when you apply to that many, how many interviews do they actually have to do to get a job? More than likely just a couple, 2, 3, 5 shops, maybe at the most. So whoever's getting them quickest has the advantage, I'd say there. So they're not on top of it, but somebody else is.
When someone says I have to replace someone, are you now digging into attitude and culture that's going on inside the place? Because a lot of people are leaving because they're just not happy.
Yeah, we're advocating for candidates and shops. So we're in the middle, right? What's the truth, right? Every shop says they're busy enough. Every technician says that they're overqualified. What's the truth? There's 3 sides to every story. So when a shop reaches out to us, we have our questions. What's your culture like? What are you doing to invest in their career path, their training? obviously, what shop management software, things like that, to make sure they're truly the right fit so that we feel confident enough to send that qualified technician service advisor to the shop, because we want to make sure we're not just, placing that warm body, but the right fit, the right candidate for the right shop.
You guys ever do the math for a shop owner? He says, God, it's been like 4 months. You guys got to help me. And did you ever do the math of saying what they lost without having someone on board?
You got the front end, the time and cost from ads, Indeed, whatever you're spending on, and how many hours. So I always like to say, what are you currently spending? Some shops are doing free posting. Some are spending $2,000 a month. Some are spending an hour a week. Some are spending 15 hours a week. So there's the cost savings of the time and the money up front. But then diving deeper is, okay, how much are you losing every day that goes by? That
production,
that
revenue, all that stuff. You can't satisfy customers. Yep. You're losing your way. Yep.
And the shops that understand that, right? I mean, that's where there's more pressure on us is we need somebody now. Again, we tell everybody it takes time to find the right person, right? I mean, we've made placements in 3-4 days and we've made placements in 3-4 months. There's a lot of factors that go into that.
What I want to find out is if I hired you to find me someone, do I stick around just in case so that you guys can continue to cultivate for me? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, you do stick around. Ideally, that would be the scenario because you are building a bench, and we hear that term out there constantly, building a bench, always be recruiting. And you would want to be in our network and our partner, because even if you have the perfect team and you need nobody, I think you have to expect that somebody is not going to work out, whether it's for, them not being good at their jobs or they're relocating, they get hurt, or positive things that could happen for the business of them getting a large opportunity for a fleet job or being able to expand next door.
All of a sudden, I need somebody.
Yep.
If they stayed with you, and for example, so you're hovering over this particular market and you're also doing interviews for other, let's just say competitors, but non-competitors in a large metro market. And all of a sudden you get a couple of candidates and one person says they make a hire, but there's also someone you thought was just almost as qualified. The guy did eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Would you take that second candidate and call one of the local people that you're doing business with and say, I may have someone for you. Mm-hmm. Do you have any opportunities?
Yeah. So that's a piece that we're calling that kind of candidate marketing, right? And that's where there's in certain markets, we may have one shop or we may have 5 or 10 shops. So they may not be the right fit for that shop, but maybe they are for the other shop that's our current customer. But we're working through back-end processes and how we can streamline that more to go and get new shops and market that really good candidate that wasn't the right fit at the other shop.
You know what's so brilliant about that is who's getting ready to get another shop? Who's getting ready to get a brand new client and customer? And who's finally saying, I've got a 6-bay shop. We're only using 4, but there's only one way I'm going to get there. I've got a coach. We've worked our numbers. We're growing. And now we're going to expand internally. So I need another person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow. Cool. Okay. Attitude and culture. How many clients that come on board that you say, we just can't work together because you do the discovery?
Us with them.
Yeah.
Most of our clients that we officially sign up, we've already done that discovery. But out of the ones that we didn't sign up, majority of the quote unquote leads we're getting are people coming in. I'd say don't sign up right away. And it's not just because of us. It could be a financial situation with them, or they might not have enough hours that we believe that are available for them to hire the next technician. But the main reason I'd say that we're not a fit to partner with a shop is usually that they're not investing in their shop from a coaching perspective, a software perspective of having tools like a shop management software like NAPA Tracks or a digital vehicle inspection tool, that they're not paying well. We don't want to bring on a shop that's paying a master tech $22 an hour type of thing, right? That they're not investing in their people from training, health benefits, 401k, or PTO. PTO is a topic I go deep in a lot with shops that they're not offering enough, or if at all. Is it a shop that you would want Tracy to work at?
Right.
Right? Like, would you put your own kid at this shop? And if the answer is no, then more than likely we're not going to want to partner with them. But we do coach them and give advice on what we think they should be doing to make their hiring more successful.
Yeah. And I think to go back to the culture piece, right? I mean, a lot of factors and giving them guidance and feedback on what we've learned. But again, you truly don't know a culture till you're there and working there, right? So we're continuing to fine tune our questions. And again, we call it a discovery call with, when a prospect comes in and get to learn them and figure out like, okay, what do you do for fun with your team? Maybe situational type questions. But again, we look at their reviews, consumer reviews, their website. So we're doing everything we can from a conversational standpoint and kind of a homework research. But we've partnered with shops and worked with shops that we've maybe interviewed 5 technicians. And when they learn who the shop is and they're like, I've either worked there or no way in hell I want to work there, because maybe the reputation of people that have worked there in the past. And again, it's the he said, she said, and what lies in the middle. So we have to try to figure out, maybe were they disgruntled employees at one point? Or does the shop truly have a bad culture or one toxic person there that's pushing people out? So it's a fun game to try to figure out what the truth is.
I would love to hear the transcripts.
Of some of the candidates where they say
Yes.
they don't work for the shop.
Yes. Part of what I'm hearing from you that I'd love to know, spend maybe a couple of minutes on it. What are you hearing from technicians and specialists who want out and please find me a new place? This is what I want. What are they saying?
They want compensation. Like, let's be real and call
fair compensation for
Correct.
what they know, right?
Yep.
Okay. And what they can do.
Yep. And they're not afraid of flat rate. So I will tell you that right now that most technicians aren't afraid of flat rate. They're afraid of flat rate because they don't believe that the jobs are going to come
working.
in.
Yeah.
Right. So that's important to them is they're like, I'll go on any comp plan as long as it's consistent.
Yeah.
The seasonality is a struggle for them too. So you come into the winter time and things are slow. A lot of them are looking for new jobs because they need that consistent, reliable paycheck. But they're looking to feel appreciated is the top thing I'd say. I hear a lot of them that are like, I want to go in, I want to work, and I want to get recognized for the jobs I'm doing. So appreciation is something that I hear often. And then I'd say growth. They feel like they hit glass ceilings. I gave this example yesterday to somebody else that I talk to techs a lot that feel like, oh, I want to be a shop foreman one day. And the guy ahead of me is going to be here for another 10 years. And I'm getting older and I would like to be one in the next 3 to 4 or 5 years. So they're looking for a shop that they can be that next foreman.
The career path that they're looking for doesn't exist. But shame on the owner for not knowing that.
That and not being able to pivot them into other roles potentially.
Exactly. Career pathing is so critical. In fact, we've talked about this a lot on the show, but just recently someone said that when you're interviewing someone, you need to ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? What are your aspirations? And owners today in this world of succession are looking for someone to say, I'd love to own a shop someday. Bing. That ping, because if people are 50, 55, 60, and they want to come up with a 5-year plan, they need to find an internal candidate. And if not, deal with kind of an outside sale. But a lot of them are saying, it'd be great if I could sell my business to someone who's been here for a while.
Yep.
But they never go out and ask in a updated, progression. You love them working here. Tell me about your job, family, what's going on. Nobody asks these questions of anyone. That's why they don't feel appreciated. Nobody's telling them, I love all the great stuff you did just last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's appreciation in any company.
Yeah.
Goes a long way.
I know.
So, but then you also balance it with giving people a false sense of confidence or success because you don't want to give them too much, in my opinion, because they expect raises after 90 days on the job because you've given them so many pats on the back and said how great they're doing. And then they're like, okay, great. Where's my raise? You keep saying how great I'm doing. So it's an interesting balance.
Are you seeing these modified pay plans where it's kind of like an hourly or a salary program and it's not flat rate, but it's an incentive to reach goals?
So
the hybrids?
Just when I think I've seen them all, there's another new one that comes up. But yeah, I mean, hourly, straight flat rate, and then the hybrid model. So it's either you've got your hourly base and then it's performance incentive, whether it's however many hours you're turning, you make more, maybe 30 to 35, gets an extra $2, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then there's some where if you're above 80% productivity, it tiers up based on productivity, maybe efficiency, maybe there's gross profit that's tied in there too. Like there's a ton of different comp plans.
Do you find that shop owners are fighting you when you tell them, I've got some great candidates, but they're a flat rater and you're not?
So on the front end, a lot before we partner together, that's something that, a lot of times it's either, okay, here's my comp plan. It's flat rate. It's this. But often it's, I'm open to doing the right thing for the right candidate. Again, a lot of shops, they have their set plans, but they're open. Like, you're not going to turn somebody down, a really good, whether it's a master technician or rockstar service advisor, they're open to being flexible to say, okay, I could maybe make this hybrid type model for this person when these other two are on flat rate.
Hey, let's face it. Your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. NAPA Trax has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the industry's best, most comprehensive SMS. Now, it all starts when a local representative meets with you to learn about your business and how you need to run it. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice, and having local representation is a huge plus. Customizing Trax to your business, whether you're a one-person shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company, a representative consults with you to help optimize your shop's workflow, efficiency, and profitability. Trax always has the flexibility to do business how you need to do it, which means it can also grow as your business grows. And unlike the other guys, will be there for you after installation with the best training and support in the business. Yes, a learning management system tailored to each role in your company. Simply put, Trax was designed and built for shop owners just like you. Visit us on the web at NAPA Trax. That's NAPATRACS.com. Hey, Carm here, suggesting you discover a smarter way to train your entire automotive team. Experience powerful, bite-sized training sessions accessible from any device in just 5 minutes daily. It's perfect for technicians, advisors, and managers alike. Today's class prepares your shop for sustained success by reinforcing crucial knowledge. Plus, add a competitive edge with our leaderboard to make learning fun and rewarding for everyone. For effective training that delivers, turn to todaysclass.com.
You guys sent me this chart. It's a beautiful chart.
Thanks.
I'm not sure I can show this chart on the graphic, but it's a beautiful chart. It was hand-drawn. Who drew it?
Me.
Oh, good, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read it. It's about effort, attitude, and being a team player. And corporate America does this all the time. They ask leadership to assess their middle managers and find out if their results are good or bad, or their effort and attitudes are good and bad. And it's the typical 4-square box. And we want people to be where they hit their targets and metrics and they use systems and all that stuff. Isn't this a foreign concept for a lot of owners to say, you want me to do what?
Yeah, I did this at our kickoff in January for Promotive. And I believe at the heart of a company or the foundation of the team, it's the people, right? You have to have that bottom level foundation of the pyramid of everything else as being as strong as possible. So I show this chart and to corporate America, right? I feel like people are used to it in some capacity. I see posts on Instagram similar to it. I think I should make an Instagram post. I bet Tracy can make it go viral. But the shop owners, when I show this to them, they've never seen anything like this before. And we actually started putting it in our decks when we're showing it on our presentations or to coaching groups. But really what it is you should be evaluating your team and they should know this is how you're evaluating them. And it helps them know where they stand and they can have a real, reflection on themselves and ask them where they stand in their mind. And then you can also use it to coach them and to manage them in different ways. So, at the top have the attitude, their effort. Are they team players? Are they doing the things you're asking them to do? And in the shop world, an example is DVI. If you have DVI at your shop, I guarantee you have one person on your team that's phenomenal at their job, but they refuse to do every step in the process of DVI. And they don't believe in it. And you're having to sell them on why it's important. And those technicians, in this case, more than likely, might be turning all the hours and have very minimal comebacks, but they're not doing those things. And they, are really on DVI, right? In this example, are they a team player if they're not doing what you're asking them to do? So we look at that and are they good attitude team players or are they bad? And then you have results. And results are usually pretty easy. It's less subjective than the attitude and effort side. Are they turning the hours you need them to turn? Or what's their comeback percentage, right? And if your ideal scenario is that they have good attitude, effort, team player, and good results, you want your whole team in that bucket. But Are they the guy that is not doing DVI? Maybe they're, a jerk to the new employees, or they're always like, I don't want this new guy to like ask me questions, right? They're bad in that bucket, but they're great at the results. What do you do with those guys, right? Because those are the ones, or girls, right? Those are the ones that everybody else is like, why does this person not have to do this, but I do? I could be flagging more hours if I didn't have to do all this stuff on the DVI. I mean, I could spend more time with my family and ditch the team lunches that you're always asking us all to do, but he never comes. So those are the ones you have to be super careful because they infect the other players on your team. And they get disgruntled because you're making exceptions for this person over and over.
Why does our best starter get to miss practice the day before a game, but still starting?
Great example, right?
It doesn't happen with the Bills, does it?
No, just the Patriots. They'll take any team or cancerous player on their team.
Joelle's from Buffalo.
Go Bills, baby.
Yeah, but it's a great analogy that Joelle has there. It's like, are you there to win the game or are you there to win the Super Bowl, right? Like the person that's not coming to practice, you might win the game by having them play in that game, right? But early in the season, and then as the team progresses through the rest of the season, you might not win the Super Bowl because they're all upset with how things went down.
The prima donna.
Yeah.
I got this wild idea hearing you both talk, and I started to think about this great chart. It seems like it's universal to everything that goes on. And my thought was, in order to break an individual into this concept, we'd say, listen, I want to do this chart on training. I want to do this chart on comebacks. Yours. I want to do a chart on your approach to DVIs. I want to do a chart on how organized you as an individual are. I want to do a chart on the SOPs of the company. Are you working within them so that we can be so good for the client experience?
Yeah.
Is that an idea?
For sure. I mean,
break it all out. And maybe, just maybe, when the individual looks at this and you say, well, you're not good at this and that. I'm in this box on that and I'm in that box. What if each different area that you're looking for, high fives and great, middle of the road improvements, or you got to really pick it up over here, they each have a different checkbox or chart.
And then you could probably do like a weighted scale system.
And at the end of the day, listen, and look, I want to get back to you. We're going to sit down in 30 days. I want to talk about where these kind of gray areas or these red areas, I got to see some improvement.
Yeah.
If the owner thinks that they have to do this and they're always going to get a request for a raise, then they'll never do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the problem?
Yeah, I think too, like as an owner, I mean, it's how you present something and level set it, right? I mean, this chart, the good, bad, bad, wherever you fall, I mean, this is part of our culture and these are our expectations. And maybe there's incentives if you're in the good, but your incentive is great job for not having any comebacks and here's your paycheck. And you did a great job this week and you turned a bunch of hours and made a bunch of money. But maybe you could throw in incentives in there too. But again, it's basically just evaluating what you're there to do. And that's what you get paid for every day and month. You probably don't need to throw incentives in there, but I think it's just how you position it.
Cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. I think it's just positioning and like we were talking about earlier, communication. How are you presenting it and communicating it?
I love it. I love what I do. I love how to totally gain people's rebirthed attitude, ideas in being a better owner, being a better person. And then I think of some problem areas, the struggling shop owners, and I'm sure you run across them all the time, saying, Lisa, Joelle, this is much too sophisticated for me. And this is a problem in our industry that no one wants to take that surge or that leap into becoming more sophisticated because you hit on it earlier. The younger generations want to be loved and high-fived and find a purpose in what they do. If not, they're gone. And these young people we want to bring in and walk them through an apprentice program and give them a chance to come in because there's, I believe, a lot of very talented people out there, young people. They saw the opportunity and the technology that's going on inside of our unbelievable world. Thermodynamics and EVs. Oh, I can't wait to play with that. They're out there. We got to find them and bring them in. But it's not like, well, no, I'm not going to kick them in the ass. I'm going to kick them in the head because I want them to learn.
I don't know if that's the right approach, kicking them in the head.
No, well, all right. Well, all right. Thank you.
We're Italian from Buffalo. Come on, that's how we do it. Bill Scoffia,
I wasn't getting in line. I got in line.
Put him in the bathroom.
Oh my God. That's
You know,
funny.
you remember that movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
Bronx Tale for anybody that
yeah,
doesn't know the
yeah, yeah,
reference.
yeah. So it's too sophisticated for me. And I just disagree with anyone who would say that.
Yeah. No, I agree that we need to bring the sophistication level up in a lot of shops from a culture and employment management or employee management process overall.
The talent's out there. And why I think it's so important is just let's think of spouses, relationships, people. They've got friends that are in jobs that are being treated like this high level. And then they come into work. He says, hey, how's everything going down at Carm Shop? Well, it's okay. Let me tell you what happened at work today. The other person says,
My
right?
head hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. They told me to get in line.
Yeah. No, this goes, but you're onto it in that, you know, your mission on this automotive specialist, you know, changing the name of mechanic to technician to the specialist.
Yeah.
It starts with how shops do treat their employees too. We have to treat them like professionals. We have to treat them like specialists. And I can tell you in corporate America that people are evaluated monthly, quarterly, daily behind their backs. All right. Like everything is there and the data is there to be able to have a professional conversation of why they're getting a raise, why they're not getting a raise, why they're getting a promotion, why they're not getting a promotion. And in my opinion, in small businesses, not just shop owners, we have recency bias as humans. And you are making decisions based on how you remember that person in the last week, month, or quarter. So even, you know, when we were doing Employee of the Year for our awards, you have to think about the whole year. And it is very difficult to go back and remember who your rock stars employees were in January and February when it's December. And maybe that person just had a bad month because something went on and they got dumped or, you know, whatever, their lives. But the rest of the year, they were rock stars. And you're not even thinking about them as Employee of the Year.
I love it.
Type of thing.
Let me tell you my takeaway for what you just said. Sit down with an individual and say, you remember your first day? Look at where you've come.
Yes.
Do you remember when we remodeled and you weren't quite sure it was going to work well? You still think the remodel is working? And it goes back to not living in the recent, to your point, and just saying what just happened. But have the individual realize if they've been here for 4 or 5 years and you want them to stick and you love them and you're doing all the right things for them, to remember their legacy with you. Because if you're keeping them for all the right reasons, then let them know they're valued.
Yeah.
Don't just have a conversation when things are bad or someone's not doing what they're supposed to.
They have a place in our story.
Yeah.
It's the story of our business and you're part of it.
Yeah. I don't know if this is normal in shops. Maybe you guys would know from all the shops you talk to. Are there monthly one-on-ones? Like in corporate world, we have a one-on-one with our direct report or one-on-ones with our direct reports weekly. And it's pre-scheduled time. And usually the employees and we as leaders come with agendas. We have things on our list, but you use that as time to air things out, good or bad, right? And I'm not saying to go meet with a technician one-on-one, you know, weekly, but is that something they're doing right now?
I would say out of the handful of shops, daily, weekly, monthly, whatnot, it's not consistent across every single shop and every single person, right? But I know some that every day from 9 to 9:15, they do a team meeting.
Huddle.
Yeah,
It's a huddle.
I've heard
Huddle.
of team.
So
I've
there's
heard
that.
team
And
stuff,
that,
for
yeah.
sure.
And then there's, you know, I think Kathleen Callahan, when she was presenting at Ratchet and Wrench, she was talking about it. And I believe she does, I don't know if it's weekly or monthly, but she does individual one-on-ones as well. So I think there's a combo of one-on-one team meetings, huddles, monthly, but I think it's more common for shop owners to wait until there's a problem or something's bad and not get ahead of it by having these one-on-ones or waiting for 90 days or 180 days. And it's too little too late.
I think the bigger shops, the bigger companies, the multi-shop operations have to stay in touch with people that aren't close by all the time and they're fragmented in the business. But if you have a general manager or a shop manager, that individual and you have to be on the same page, minimum weekly. But the daily huddles, we've done a lot of great shows on huddles. I mean, just go to our website, remarkableresults.biz, type in huddles and listen to some of these if you're not doing it. So I'm hearing all this, inspired by this good stuff. And then I wrote the word coaches down. You know, I'm a big advocate for that. And a lot of people have, Carm, you were right. Should have hired a coach 5 years ago because I just did. My business is unbelievable. I'm not there anymore. I'm making so much money. And I said, can I slap you now or later?
Yeah.
Because, I was such an advocate for it. And when I think about what coaching can do for our industry, my question to both of you, do you find it smarter, better, easier for all of this stuff to happen in the HR realm when people are being coached? They're more open to what they need to do.
Oh, 1,000%.
All right.
I mean, I would say a majority of the shops we're working with, just from leads, referrals and whatnot, they're a part of a coaching group or they have a coach.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but that's one of our, for our ideal customer, we want them part of coaching because they get it, they understand it, not just from a recruiting standpoint, but from the things they've learned from numbers, right? And then culture and, a lot of other things.
Are the people that are coaching needing people because they're, what do you call it? The herd?
Thinning the herd.
Because, not thinning, they're upgrading the herd.
Yes, replace. So there's a lot.
Replacing, yeah.
There's a lot where, and especially there's growing, right? I'm going from one location to 2 or from 5 to 10. So that's one area where they need help. The other area would be, I've got this really good B-Tech or Master Tech, but again, he's toxic to my culture potentially, and it's time to get him out.
Find me somebody
else. Yeah. So there's a couple different.
They're upgrading the team. They say, listen, as quickly as you can, I got to get this cancer, this toxicity out of my
They're
place.
in the bad or bad good or whatever bucket they're in. And they're like, okay, it's time to upgrade.
Would you say, have you worked with that individual or not?
Oh, we ask all the time.
Okay.
How long have they been there?
Okay.
What is the challenge? If it's a technician, our conversation is a lot different than if it's their service advisor or their shop manager. And honestly, we look to see if the shop takes any ownership on it too. Because it's very easy to point fingers and say, this guy's only turning 25 hours, a week and, needs to be doing 40. And it's like, well, how's business? Did you change your marketing program recently and shop count, or car count went down? And are they taking ownership of it?
I got to tell you, I can't imagine working for your company and knowing what you need to know to understand the placement process of, you cannot put someone in a place that you don't believe they're going to be a fit for. So you need to know all of this stuff. It's almost like saying confession to a priest.
Yeah. As we continue to learn more, and it's a fine line because we're helping and coaching where we can, but we're not a coaching company. We partner and, we'll refer
You're
them.
Guiding. How about that?
We're guiding. Exactly. And even where it's like, you could ask a shop, what's your car count, right? But what does that mean? Okay, how many bays do you have? How many lifts? What do you specialize in? What kind of cars and vehicles and how long does it take your average? There's so many factors that go into it. So we need to continue getting better.
Why do you need to know that?
Why do we?
I bet you they're saying that all the time to you. Why do you need to know that?
Yeah, exactly what Lisa just said. Well, technician's fault, but okay, well, are your numbers where they need to be or vice versa? So we're continuing to try and lean on our partnerships and coaches and just really figure out, whether it's calculators to kind of figure out what it's supposed to be and whatnot.
So you've got this great candidate and you believe it's a match to Joe's Service in Hamburg, New York.
Yep.
I live near there. Yeah. Oh my God. I think they invented the hamburger. No, they didn't. And does the tech specialist that you feel that there's a match start asking you a ton of questions about the place you're going to toss their name to? Or do you toss the name and then talk to the technician and say, we think we found a place? And are they saying, oh, tell me about it? Does that happen?
Yeah. So I would say, and, Lisa more recently has been talking to some of the candidate side, and I would say every conversation is a little bit different on the flow, right? But we want to make sure we capture our questions on our pre-screen to determine, okay, where do they fall? Are they the right fit for the shops that we have in that area? Or do we need to find a new home for them? And once we determine, where do they fall in a quality? Are they an A B experience? Then we'll let them know, okay, we have this great shop, great opportunity, and talk through the shop after that.
So you're looking for a match.
A match, exactly. So it's not Carm comes as a candidate. It's not, hey, Carm, we got a shop here. You want to go interview? We get to know you first.
So you're on the shop side. You're on the technician side?
I'll do any of the jobs.
You'll do it all. Okay. So you found an opportunity for me. I'm the technician and I answered an ad and you're working with me. And you say, hey, we think we found an opportunity for you. Tell me about the place.
Yeah.
Is that legit? And will you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So in our discovery process, Joelle runs most of the sales. So she's taking meticulous notes. She does way better at her notes than me.
There's a compliment.
Tracy knows I'm OCD and very organized.
Yeah.
I heard.
So she takes those notes and then our account manager takes her notes and then the account manager will add even more. And we also give the shop the opportunity to give us pictures of what they do at their shop and tell us what sets their culture apart from everybody else. But the key that I think is different when we're talking at Promotive to these candidates, it's us telling them how amazing these shops are versus the shop telling the candidate how amazing they are. So there's that edification that the shop gets through using us, because it's different hearing somebody else say how great you are than you saying how great you are yourself.
Oh, wow. So you're speaking the truth of your discovery.
Oh, that. Yeah. And we talk to the technicians and service advisors and say, listen, we've been in this business for 15, 20 years for me and Joelle at this point. And then all of our team members have automotive experience or recruiting experience. Our goal is to keep technicians in the industry. There's kids not coming into the industry, but there's leakage coming out. And that's where we want to help fix the problem. And by making sure we're pairing the right tech with the right shop, we believe we're helping the industry in that regard.
We're extending the flow of leakage.
Leaky pipeline.
Oh my God.
He says that. Yeah,
that's huge.
And we tell them, though, Carm, we say, if it's not a fit there, we want you to still talk to us and let's see if we have somebody today in our network where we can help you. If not, we might have somebody in 3 days, 3 months, 3 years. We'll reach back out. But at the same time, if you are evaluating other opportunities and you want our advice on some of these shops, we're happy to do some vetting with you.
All right. I want to bring this to a conclusion with a story. So every day, I'm in the deep end of the pool in this industry. And I remember going just recently in the last month to certain meetings. And there was this discussion amongst these shop owners. So who is your lift repair service? And who's your DVI? And who's your SMS? And I'm listening to all of this. And the next word out of my mouth was, who's your recruiter?
Yeah.
And it needs to be on the list of tools or strategic initiatives for every shop to have a recruiter, a retention recruiter, someone that's going to get you people when you need them. Because is it the job you have? You are farming all this other work out to other people.
Yep.
Who's your accountant? Who's your lawyer?
Yep.
Who's your social media person? Who's your marketing company? And if you don't have a recruiter on that list, what's going on? Hello? Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. I'm still wondering what you say at confession right now. I haven't
Yeah. And I think as you're going out there, you got to say, hi, it's Joelle. Who's your recruiter? Because it may be me.
Yeah. No, most of them don't have recruiters. They're doing it in-house. And the way I just say that, shops, it's something they can do. And it's something that you should, as a business owner, want to be a part of in some way.
And they could do a website and they could do Facebook and they could do all of that stuff. Yeah. And they could take a piece of paper and do an inspection on a car. Yeah. And they could write a hand ticket.
Yeah. But, they can't do their own, legal agreements, right? Or maybe they can, but shouldn't. They can't build their own shop software. Maybe they're, the way they would build their own is using Excel sheets type of thing, right? And then manage it through pen and paper, but recruiting just ends up falling by the wayside because the urgent outweighs the priority.
Yeah.
So,
who's your recruiter?
Yep.
Who's your daddy?
Oh my God.
Go Bills. Oh my God. Lisa Coyle, Joelle Pollak, co-founders Promotive. This was great. As you could tell, I enjoyed this.
Always fun.
This was fun. Thanks.
Oh yeah. Almost showtime.
Thanks for being here. Let's do this.
Let's go. Go Bills.
Sell some deals.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.